Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see one game of HF Mythology. We see two opponents. One of them is Nat.Nina in the red, and on the other side we see Esa Josepha. The Nat.Nina is playing with Ra, and Esa Josepha play with Oranos in the blue corner. The map, I'll tell you what is the map now. Just give me a second. I think this is a watering hole, yes. As we can see, it's a watering hole map, and both of the players are playing at their best, right? So I believe both of the players are more than 1,800 uh, for for this version of the game. EVO, which it's a kind of a rating, right? So basically, the players are starting with 1,600, and if they win on ranked games, they go up and level. If they lose, they are falling some ranks, right? So basically, both of them are 1,800 plus. So what that means, they are pretty good players. They know what they are doing. They have multiple years of experience. Obviously, they are not the best players, right? Because the best players have more than 2,000 plus, even more than that, 2,200. So there is still a huge gap between these players and the best players. But let's say that they know for sure the basics, right? So as we can see, on the red side, the Egyptian player is putting 5 people for food, and the priest to go. He also get the hunting dogs, and on the right side, the bull player, he also get the hunting dogs. He's putting 2 Atlantean villagers. Atlantean villagers are working much faster than the normal villagers. So when we see 2 Atlantean villagers, actually this is kind of 6 Egyptian villagers, plus minus something like that. So yep, they are differently counted, and it's hard actually to know because sometimes if you see at the end the statistic, it will be something like 20 villagers, right, for the 20th, but this 20 villagers actually 60 villagers, so it's a very different story. Okay, let's see what is going on. They're discovering the map right now. The Atlantean player has oracles in the beginning, and he is trying to discover as much as possible the map. You can use the oracles two ways. One way is just to keep them on one place, then they will expand their light of sight, and then you can move them to another place where they will expand the light of sight again. And another way is like the blue player is doing, just going around and trying to find as much as possible with the small light of sight that these guys have, but there are three, so actually it's a quite good. On the other side, the Egyptian player, he is playing with Ra, so this is actually the worst Egyptian player in term in the Egyptian god in term of possibility to see what is on the map. The only thing that the player can do is going with the pharaoh, and meanwhile he can empower a little with the priest, which was this in this case, and then actually the pharaoh managed to get a relic, which this relic is giving a bigger vision, right, of the units, which is actually not a bad relic. And now actually the red player, the Egyptian player, is making a tempo. The tempo is necessary to go to the second age, the classical age, and the tempo is rushed. Apparently maybe the food is not enough. As we can see, the Atlantean player already has the food. The Egyptian player is still not there. Let's see on the Atlantean side how the stuff are going on. The tempo is being built, so pretty much the same, but the food is there, right? It's even bigger amount. Let's see. The Atlantean villagers cost more, so in term of you have to think how much they are costing, right? When you're producing them, it's not just 50 food. They cost 125 food and 25 wood, and they're getting 3 population space. So you have to think about this when you play with the Atlanteans, right? It's not purely like the rest. As we can see, there are 1, 2, 3 villagers for food, so that's kind of 9 villagers, so it's pretty good. And it will the blue player, it will go to the second age. The minute it will be around 5, so I think plus minus that's a good thing. On the Egyptian side also the player will start to go any moment. He will go a little later, but in a matter of 10-15 seconds, so it is not so bad. The pharaoh already put the relic, so the Egyptian player built 2 granaries, one to each other, most probably because there were some animals here, and right now the villagers doesn't do anything, okay. So down there are some hunt. This map actually is good because from the beginning there is some hunts near, right? And also, if you look now, the map how it look like, the river is kind of defensive, right? It doesn't have any fish on it, but it has a defensive purpose. So you can still go do some interesting things like build a dock if it is necessary and transport your units to the other side. But you know, it take time, it take also resources and so on. So it's a, let's say, defensive map. If you know where to put the lines, if you know where to put the walls, it can be quite easy to protect. At least in the beginning. The Atlantean player right away start to build the town center, so it will go more economically. And also it's putting directly the buildings for producing military units. One is the barrack and the other one is the contra barrack. On the Egyptian side, the Egyptian player is also starting to build uh, the town center. Actually, it's building with much more villagers. There are like 6 villagers plus the pharaoh. The pharaoh is empowering, so actually this will go very fast, I think. I don't know if it will go faster than the town center built by one villager, because normally the Egyptian villagers are building slow, much slower, right? But when they are empowering by the pharaoh and there are a lot, I think it will be faster, yes. As we can see, it's faster. Oh, it's only in the half, yes. So there is the first encounterment between the oracle and the villagers. Also, the other oracle is attacked. So basically, the blue player pretty much know there is the second building, there is the tower, and also the armor is builded. Also, he knows that there will be a camp, so he actually knows where to attack. There will be this attacking vector that he can use and just produce army and attack there. If he was not housed, he's housed, so he has to actually remember to produce houses, build houses. He's doing that. So now he will be unhoused and his army will start to pop out any moment. Meanwhile, what is happening on the Egyptian side? The Egyptian side, there is this kind of positioning of the houses, so it is like a wall. Then there is the villagers that are relatively defended because there is the tower, there is a second tower here, and the town center is closed, so these villagers are defended, kind of. There is the lodget. There is more houses apparently. The villagers down there, and on the top, how the situation is looking. Um, okay, there is also this mining, which is going on. The special update for the cheaper farms are loaded. So basically, the raw player will try to build a lot of farms and use this and use the rain, right? So it is this to his advantage. Meanwhile, the Atlantean player already built his army, and he will be going. He will be going. He is bloodthirsty and want to attack. As we can see, several of his units are already heroes, heroses. So basically, the Atlantean units, you just can select any unit and then you can make it heroes. I think only the machines, the siege you cannot, but anything else you can, even the villagers. So basically, you just have to select them and make them heroses, and then they get much less attack from might units, and then they can also make big attack against the might units. They're not as good as, let's say, other heroes, but they're pretty good, right? And the cool thing about them is that you can just select them. They're normally costing quite a lot to be made heroes, but there is the second magic, which actually is making several units heroes, 3 units per use, and the Atlanteans can use it several times. In this occurrence, they can use this magic 2 times. The first magic is special to Oranos, and it is throwing away the units. Most probably we'll see it in the game. Meanwhile, the rain started, and we can see here the rain from the Egyptian player. The Egyptian player has 9 farms on one and then 7 on the other one, but this one is not built, so 6. So in total 15 farms he has. And the Atlantean player decided to attack, right? So he is attacking. Normally the Pharaoh empowering also help the buildings, but in this instance the Pharaoh will not manage to hop inside, and actually it will be quite bad for him. The Atlantean player decided to go away because he cannot attack anymore. The Egyptian player is getting out part of the villages because else he will lose some time gathering the resources. And if we see at this current moment, let's see how it is going economically. The Egyptian get more resources, more food, but the gold and the wood, the gold is pretty much the same, but the wood is much more for the Atlantean player, right? And he's coming back, uh, and the Egyptian player has to defend again. So that's what the Egyptian player is doing, but apparently he will be losing some units, right? Now he is getting out. He's already start to get on the third age. So this will be the heroic age, and also he's making the second monument, right? So more monuments, it means that he will manage to produce more might units or middle strongholds, because the castles or the middle strongholds also require favor, right? And this is one of the things that it's a little different in Age of Mythology than on the other strategy games, that it is there is another resource which is called favor, and you have to, depending on your nation that you're playing with, civilization, depending on your civilization, there is a different way of getting that resource. Okay, again, one snipe from the Atlantean player, and he's losing pretty much one military unit for one villager kill. Maybe it's good if he manage to continue making villagers constantly, and then from time to time he is coming and killing a villager here of the Egyptian player. Meanwhile, the Egyptian player is getting the middle stronghold. Let's see if the Atlantean player knows about this middle stronghold. Yeah, he knows that it is building, but he doesn't do anything. Maybe he want to go now. Now, the let's say the meta play of the Egyptian player is usually to go for the middle stronghold, build it, and start to create units from there because they are quite powerful. They're much more powerful, let's say, from the middle stronghold than from the barracks. Plus, the middle stronghold can help you control some area. For example, this area is important because there is gold, there is wood, and it's uh, in front of the base of Rad player. That's why it's important to have a middle stronghold here. On the other side, and there is an army already from the Atlantean player that it is here for staying on this settlement, trying to protect it, right? The settlements are important because if you get them, if you make town centers, you have more limit than the opponent. And, it's important they to be controlled. Now he also used the second, again, the second magic, and he has more uh, three here also. So he has three heroes is here, and I think three heroes is there. No, one hero is there. The two other heroes is apparently they have fallen into the battles with the town center. So what is going here? Just the Atlantean player went to the heroic age. It get the Stephalian bird. Stephalian bird. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's a very good unit that it is flying and it is shooting. So very very good units. And he is making a lot of barracks and contra barracks. So basically mix of the two units. So the Turma that he is creating is good against the archers, and the Egyptian player for sure it will be building archers. And the Marmio, it's a general unit good against, let's say, anything, right? You want to have such a unit, but I think it has a bonus damage also against cavalry, and the elephants, they are kind of cavalry, so. And he's getting also his Turma from this side. So basically, he wanted to go on the both side, but the middle stronghold is already built here in this area. So this means that the Egyptian player will manage to get this settlement because actually with this middle stronghold, he is controlling this area and it's easier, let's say, for him. If the Atlantean player want to get it, first has to defeat the army of the Egyptian player, then later destroy the castle, and then he can take it, right? And then after the defeat of this battle here, he has to retreat as he did, and now he is making a palace on his defensive line. The Egyptian player has a rock, by the way, and this rock is bird that can go and it can transport unit. But in this case, the Egyptian player just doesn't have anything inside. Just try to find some to see where the enemy units are and what is the situation in the enemy base. It's trying to find let's say villagers because it has the special magic. Actually, I think it is using the special magic here over these villagers. This special magic is making damage on the villagers, but in this case, because they are so tough, they have a lot of hit points. They just cannot make so much damage to kill these villagers. Just make them weaker, right? And also make the Atlantean player move them so they can go on another resource. Meanwhile, what is happening here? There is a battle. Apparently, the Egyptian player came here, saw the army of the Atlantean player, and now is going back. Meanwhile, here what is happening? The Egyptian player, I think, is right now kind of finding and knowing what is going on. And he knows now where is the second town center. Here is the bird that I spoke before, but I don't think the Atlantean player see, yes, the Egyptian bird. The Egyptian bird is just out of the uh, visual, the line of sight. And the Egyptian player decide to get now the other settlement while the Atlantean player is staying behind the line, right? Now this play is possible because the Egyptian player want to get as much as possible settlements. This is the idea. And also this way he'll have a bigger army, bigger military. The minus of this play when you have, let's say, 4 settlements is that you have many places to be attacked. Because if you have 3 settlements or 2 settlements, you kind of, you know, it's more easier to protect yourself, but unfortunately you have a much less limit. So I think in general it's better to have more limit. So yeah, the Egyptian player is trying to make something like a wall here. And it is building, it's getting the updates, the special updates. So basically, masonry and also the special brick wall. I think it is that it is giving cheaper buildings and mainly more bullet for the building, more hit points. So we'll see what is happening. But the idea is that he will defend here. Let's see, from 3220, I'm very curious how much the hit point it will go when this update is taken. Also here the Egyptian player is putting some siege workshop, so basically he can build some siege units, siege towers that are very important. And 4200, okay, 300 more. There will be a battle that is going on here. The Petsukus is shooting on the birds. As we can see, the elephants are nicely set on this side. So basically they are with a very big amount of health and they are like a wall, right? And then we have the chariot archers. You can get actually the Turma and try to attack first the chariot archers, because if you don't do that, the Pharaoh falls. But if you don't do that and the chariot archers are alive, then it become much harder because you just how to say, you're making a very small amount of damage on top of on the elephants, and you know the chariot archers are protected. This is not what you want normally when you have turmas. Now there are units here, and that's why this middle stronghold cannot be built apparently. Let's see if they will move. No, the villagers still not building it. Okay, and what the Egyptian player is doing, he's getting out his villagers. And he's using his second magic apparently to come on top of this town center and apparently attacking it. Meanwhile, the Atlantean decide to come here on this town center and attack it. So basically both of the town centers are attacked. let's see which town centers will fall. Maybe both of them will fall, and what will happen. Meanwhile, the Egyptian player is using his chariot archers to attack the villagers, and many villagers are fallen into the battle, but he's also losing villagers on the attack of the town center. What is happening here? He's repairing with his villagers, or at least he's putting his villagers near, and he's producing some mercenary cavalry. So basically on this side, it look much harder for the Atlantean player to do something than on this side, which already fall the town center, and villagers that are left from the Egyptian player start to build town center. So if this town center work out, then the Egyptian player will have 5 town centers, and the Atlantean players will have only 1. Meanwhile, the Egyptian player is also splitting his chariot archers, kill 1 villager here, and apparently is going around for more. He want more kills, right? So it's a good idea to have these raiding parties and to uh, find and attack more villagers as he is doing right now. The Atlantean villagers are, with a lot of hit points, but still, what is happening here? Apparently the attack finished, the town center is repaired, and the new army of the Egyptian player is getting out. Here 1 villager is falling. The Egyptian player is staying below the tower with his archers, and he's killing 1, 2, 3 villagers here. He is killing even more. Meanwhile, he is creating middle stronghold here on this side. So on the upper side, yeah, was this raid that is going on, and on this side, step by step, by the way, the Atlantean managed to push the army of the Egyptian players, and apparently it will go down, but then the Egyptian player is entering, the red player is entering through the wall, and he will actually start to attack the palace of the Atlantean player any moment. So the army is built, is prepared here. So meanwhile, while he is pushed here, actually the middle stronghold managed to happen, to work. Well, the middle stronghold was built here, and now the 45 town center. On this side, the Egyptian player is coming with army and try to attack. Pretty much both of the players have the same score. The same score. Let's see why. Economically, military. Oh, that's the updates. So basically, the Atlantean player has much more updates than the Egyptian player. If we see here, it's only this. If we see, let's see, on the Arcos, we see heavy Arcos plus the updates from the heroic age plus the second age updates from the armory. So that's quite a lot of updates. That's the difference in the score. And the elephants are falling, the army is coming, and now they are fighting on both of the sides, right? One side is here and one side is here. How it is the economy meanwhile of the Egyptian player? Oh, there is going more and more bigger armies, right? The pharaoh is here empowering, so everyone is working. Everyone is working for the greater good, and the market is being built. So soon the Egyptian player maybe will go to the 4th age, the mythical age, where the most powerful magics are, right? And we see that both of the palace and the middle stronghold fall, right? So now only the town center is here for the Egyptian player, and he's actually inside with his army. He destroyed the palace, so, and he has a lot of chariot archer. They become heavy chariot archers, so they become much more much more dangerous, right? The Atlantean player is making destroyers, which are very interesting unit because they are kind of the elephants, right? So they have a very big amount of pierce armor. They are hard to be killed by the chariot archers. So one of them is making destroyers, the other one is making big large elephants. How is going here? Oh, the Egyptian player decided to make some priests because he saw that there are these mythical units that are attacking the town center, and he will try to defend with the priests. Maybe he didn't still, give up the town center. Who knows? You'll see how this will go. Okay, he dispatched some army to come here to help, and he get out the villagers. Now he'll have two priests that will attack. The the mythical units are falling for the Atlanteans, and 240, and actually the hit points is going up. So basically, most probably this town center is saved. Yes, 300. Yeah. So basically, he managed to save the town center on a very small amount of hit points, but nevertheless, it's saved, which make the situation for the Boo player very grim because now he's 5 against 1 town centers, right? Valiantly, he decided to continue playing though. I think he's thinking, okay, I can still somehow do something to turn the table around, or I don't know, but he decided to continue playing, and we'll see now. As you can see here, the population 120 is for the Boo player. On the other side is 200 for the Egyptian player. Well, that's a very big differences, right? If you stop and think about it, and that's why the army of the Egyptian player looks such a gigantic mass. Meanwhile, here there are some villagers from the Atlantean players that are hidden. I don't think that the Egyptian players see them. Let's see. No, he didn't discover this map. He's directly going straight for the town center of the Atlantean player. Actually, he managed to first come here and to take this town center, and then we see that the Egyptian player is also going to the mythical age. So we might see a mythical age magic, which is in this case Tornado, because he's going with Horus. And the big elephants are here. A lot of archers are here. Let's see if there are other updates. No, for now not. No, they are camelry here. I wonder why he decided to go with camelry at this moment. Maybe he doesn't have a foot or something. And the attack on the last town center begin. The siege of the last town center. How it sounds. It's like uh, you know, title of a movie or something. The Atlantean player decided to get his villagers and start to attack the siege towers. They're extremely good against siege towers. And as we can see, one villager managed to destroy maybe he will destroy all the siege towers, we'll see. For now, he is destroying step by step each one of these siege towers. As we can see, there are priests here to take care of the mythical units. The 3 go to the Egyptian hand, by the way, because there is more units right now. And actually, the Atlantean player cannot produce anymore. And as we can see, the tornado is casted. This is how the tornado look like. It's quite interesting and powerful magic. And in this moment when everything is lost, the Boo player decided to tap out. Actually, the palace is not lost, but it will fall any moment because the tornado is still raging on. And okay, let's see how the statistic will show, what the statistic will be. So this is the food, the wood, the gold. This is the favor. From economical standpoint, the Atlantean player managed to gather everything more than the Egyptian player. Let's see the score. Yeah, he has more economy. The Egyptian player has more military, and the Atlantean player has more updates. So, if you go to the military, we see 206 units created against 130. And from this 206, 105 he managed to kill. So with the 206 he managed to kill 105, while the Egyptian player with 130 managed to kill 214 units, right? So it's a big difference. This is how the two players go through the ages. The Egyptian player managed to go to the fourth age. He also was faster to the third age, but on the second age, the Atlantean player was faster. And here we see the updates, right? 24 against 17. And here is the amount of the town centers and the relic captured. So this is pretty much how it looked like, the population, but the population cannot say much. Maybe we can see in the military units. Yeah. Okay, so that was it. Thank you very much, and have a nice day, evening, or whatever it is.